Guys, this is Amari on the Five Eye Visions channel. And today's topic, we are going to be discussing the man named 6ix9ine and how his fall will be great for hip hop. Before we get into this, don't forget to like and subscribe because you need to support my habits. Anyways, says here 6ix9ine's first week sales projections to drop again. Now, 6ix9ine, he's coming out with this album called Tattletales, and it was predicted to sell 150,000 units and pushing Big Sean and his Detroit 2 album out of the way with 125,000 units. And over the week, it seems like the turn is tidying because the turd is changing its tide, however that shit's supposed to be called. And Big Sean, I think, is actually on his way to getting to 150, while 6ix9ine has dropped down to the 40-50 range. They want to make you feel good by saying that he's coming up again, and he's going back to the 60K range or something. But see, I don't believe that. I feel like those numbers are inflated, and here's why: 6ix9ine has no reputable skill as either in a rap artist, nor does he have any skill as an entertainer. He's taking advantage of the fact that he's just a demon, and that's just what people want to see nowadays. They want to see damaged individuals damaging themselves, damaging everyone around them because it's entertainment. But it's not like he's doing it. But when you entertain that way, it's less of a skill and just has more to do with people being like, well, you're the sacrificial lamb. You're the guy whose demise is going to be comedy to everyone. Nobody feeling sorry for you. Everybody's just going to laugh at you. And he proves it with the track name, Tattletales. See, 6ix9ine has been going along with the snitch moniker he's had for the past couple years after that whole shebang, getting everybody he knew indicted. And he's really embracing it. And he is a spit in the face of hip hop. He's in every facet. It don't matter if it's ignorant. It don't matter if it's intellectual, from the South, from the North. He is spitting in all of our faces. Because if you know how street culture, is the kind of culture that stays the same in many areas of the world, where there's the mafiosos, the Russians, niggas in the hood. You do not snitch. You don't tell. There are consequences for that. You talk. What is if you're in a jam? That's the aspect of this life, that it is much worse to tell than it is to just deal with your punishment. You would rather get punished by the law, because the law has to be forgiving to an extent. These guys don't. And he has broken that cardinal rule in a way that we rarely seen. To me, he's almost like the George Zimmerman of the rap game. He came in here, he took up the space, he took up a culture that, is really showing its ass lately. And he just spit in black people's faces. He literally embraces being called a rat, being called a snitch. He looks forward to it. His debut album, or second album, I can't remember, I don't keep up with him, is literally called Tattletales. That's like the most elementary way to say snitch. Like, he's at the point where he's looking at us like we're babies. Just think about, I'm going to show you here. Just think about how his album and how his single covers look. They look childish. Okay. Oh, I put an apostrophe because I can't type. And who cares how you spell his name? It's not even correct English. Okay. Now let's see here. Let's go to, how do we go to the songs? Okay, right here. It's supposed to come up. Let's just go to full chart history. Okay, and here, look at the just look at the way the covers look. Maybe I should find a better image. But it's akin to something a child would be interested in. You know, it's so incredibly juvenile. That's the audience that he goes for. That's what he identifies with. He identifies with essentially being a degenerate delinquent. And he's telling black people, I see you as just a bunch of babies, you know, who live for my benefit. Tattletales? Really? The choice wording of that. The only people who say you only say the words tattletale when you're talking to your child. No one says that to other grown adults. I don't care who you are. You could be a white girl in the valley. You're not about to just call someone a tattletale. You're more likely to call them a snitch. You know? And this is what he's pushing. That is what he's pushing. That's how he chooses to represent himself. He's a child. And in anyone associating with him, like Nicki Minaj, is a freaking child. So it's very important that he has this full with his sales numbers, because hip hop has got to get him out of here. He's got. And honestly, I'm gonna be frank with you. I don't care if he's dead or alive. I really don't care. I don't care. He's a degenerate. All right. He can live the life the way he wants to and do whatever he wants. But I mean, he chose to involve himself in the kind of world where that's what happens to people. So in my view, it's like, if you do that, you know what you're doing, you know what you signed up for. So if you get knocked off, hey, it's just the way life is, you know. That's what you wanted, you know. That's what you're gonna get, and I feel like he is going to get this, because what this shows is that he's not going to have any kind of longevity. When you see what his covers look like now, and you see like the kind of album cover that a Big Sean will have on his cover, the kind of music that he talks about, what he likes to speak about, there's longevity there. You know, this is what hip hop is supporting. Like, look, they even start out this article. Big Sean isn't stressing about his battle with 6ix9ine. No, he was never stressing about 6ix9ine, because it's going to go number one. And this just shows that there's some life in hip hop. A lot of people want to say it's dead, but no. When Tekashi goes down, eventually it starts with this. It starts with the sales numbers not being what they need to be, because then the next time he has a next projection, if he ever makes it to his second album, it's going to be lower. It's not going to be number one. It's going to be like number 20, number 30, and that might affect his contract stipulations, because he is basically an artist that's supposed to live on the Billboard. He cannot live in the 40, 50K zone. He might not even be able to really live in the 60. He needs for his debut to be somewhere in the 80s, because he's supposed to be a poppin', happening artist. But that's not how it's supposed to be, because this is hip hop. The billboards and all that, those big companies, they want to popularize our culture, and they want to popularize the themes that come out of the worst parts of our character without taking any responsibility for it. Because the thing is, his label will dump him if need be, because once that money dries up, he's gone. And see, what's going to happen also, he's not going to be able to afford the same protections, because he's a really cocky dude. He's the same dude who, like, I think on Instagram, he gave out his location to wherever he was supposed to stay at. This is a guy talking to the feds, where there's some people out there that want him, you know, and he's not going to have that protection, because he's not going to be selling 80,000 straight up equivalent album sales, anything like that. Like, he has to live off the streaming. But I mean, for an artist of his size, streaming is not going to be enough. He's got to do concerts. He's got to do tours. He has to go out there and sell. He can't just be rapping and coming off with something. Like, if Big Sean wanted to wait for a month, Big Sean could wait next year to do tours off his album, because it has longevity. It will hold itself going into next year. Like, you know, he got the opening songs with Nipsey Hussle. Since the opening songs with Nipsey Hussle, that's going to be a banger at the concert, no matter what, because it's Nip. You know, that's it. This dude right here, I just don't see. I don't see that there's anything he can really do to bring himself back up because he's so niche and he is abrasive to our culture. Because hip hop is a very easy. It's a very easy musical medium to be taken advantage of, simply because the kind of people that are, you know, the money makers, the representatives, the stars, the singers and the rappers and the producers. They come from really bad places, so it's very easy to manipulate our numbers and our fans as well. Because it's also extremely easy to push over into the white demographic. Because I mean, it's been apparent since the late '80s that white youth like hip hop all over the world. So, you know, it's very easy to just take someone and push them. But since his push is not working, we're seeing that in the end, if you are not true to our culture and you want to be pop, then you only have but so long. You know, you there has to be some authenticity there, and there also has to be some reputableness. He's not reputable because he's a snitch. He doesn't have black fans. He doesn't. At least not no real black people are fans of him. They might be entertained by him, but they're not his fans. And I'm pretty sure with the white demographic, he doesn't really have any fans either, because he really only appeals to, like, in my opinion, like, freshman frat boys. You know, his main fan base is more than likely the Hispanic fan base, and that's mostly because, you know, they're cool with deranged music being popping. You know what I'm saying? Just look at Bad Bunny. That dude's crazy. But even they're not going to really be able to want to support him like that, because, again, culture, you know, and that culture, snitching is a no-go too, you know. So if you listen to that guy, I'm pretty sure there are probably a lot of places in Latin America where you listen to 6ix9ine, a dude's gonna think, yo, this dude's main album is Tattletales, and you just bumping it like it's cool. You a Tattletale? You know, you're gonna have a whole bunch of dudes saying you a Tattletale if they see you listening to 6ix9ine. So this is very good for hip hop, because he doesn't need to be in this. He doesn't need to be. This is good for America. 6ix9ine is a demon. He's a vagrant. Just look at him. Just look at him. He's got a freaking tattoo of a fictional serial murderer, you know, on his face. And 6ix9ine is basically it's a very nasty it's a nasty number because of what it stands for, you know. And honestly, let's get Chronicles of Judah with it, because I got time today, because this is important for the culture. You got the 6ix9ine, as above, so below. I mean, you know, the dualities of it, you know, at the same time, they're still opposites. He's got them all over his body, you know. I forgot what kind of sign he's throwing up right there. I mean, I think he's just honestly grabbing his chain. But if you follow Chronicles of Judah, you will understand that a lot of these artists like him, you wonder, why are they so famous? Dudes like him who have no talent and rely on the kind of things he relies on to stay popular. There's a reason why he's in the limelight, because he serves a specific agenda. In order to serve this agenda, you have to be down with the planning, you know, because once he started 6ix9ine his body up, you know, he brought the energy from Baal. He got that devil energy in him, and that's what powered him. Because, you know, if you listen to some Chronicles of Judah's videos, or you just Google, like, what does as above so below mean, and you get into that, you know, it has satanic origins, you know, because it relates to do as you will, you know, whether in heaven or in hell, you know. In between everything is the in between. That's what it means to me, that there's that in between fine line of no man's land. That's why the parallel and duality is important, because if you're in between that, then you're in a space where nothing should matter. Nothing is supposed to make sense. It's ultimate chaos, you know, and that's what he represents. It's all over his body. It's all over him. And just look at this dude's eyes, man. He's been rolling. And I wouldn't want my kids listening to this dude. To be frank, if I see my kids listening to this dude, I'm killing it. You know, I'm killing it, and then I'm gonna go give him some thug street shit to listen to immediately. Because I'm like, at least if you listen to this, you might like get some game or something. I don't care how ignorant it is. Every now and then, you know, like goddamn, I'd rather have my kids listen to Lil Thug. Is that his name? No, Young Thug. Whatever Thug. I'd rather have him listen to Thug than I would have him listening to Tekashi. I don't even know why I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought he was Japanese when I heard his name at first. I was like, oh shit, a Japanese dude is on the charts? Whoo, them Japanese people finna go crazy. And then I just see it's whatever this guy is, and ugh. So yeah, this is gonna be a good thing for hip hop. Once he's out of the way, hopefully this also shows how much a hold that the industry is losing on hip hop, and this goes into a bigger discussion of what can we do to loosen the industry's grip over our culture, and his failure is one of the ways we can turn things around, and we can make way for artists that are more deserving. But first, it starts with him. Next is going to have to start go with Cardi B. We have to get her up out of here next eventually, but I don't know how that's going to work because she's doing the devil's work and she's doing it well. So, but yeah, that's all I got for now. Next video coming at you when it comes at you, because like a Pikachu, I'm shocking all the time. Yeah, no, I'm just coming up with something. This is the first couple videos. Still looking for those jingles or whatever it becomes my signature phrase. But anyways, thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys next time.